Well, if you're anything like me, then you're definitely waiting for the long weekend that's coming up. And if you are, then there is a destination that you must check out. And that is one that has actually been on my bucket list for quite some time now. And I hope I can tick it off soon. But if it's on yours, then I've got Agnieszka from ACOM Consulting talking to us on this episode of Karishma Connect all about Maldives. A beautiful destination, a wonderful hospitality management background, and extremely important insights on what it's like to enter a field that is so dynamic, so demanding, yet so rewarding. So go check out the interview. I'm sure you're going to like it. It's short, sweet, simple, and it's got a lot for those who are passionate about the industry. Not just that, for those who are looking forward to going to Maldives. And until I see you next, this is Karishma Connect. So, firstly, Agnieszka, thank you so much for joining my episode today on Karishma Connect. It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm really looking forward to uncovering a rather unique story because I'm sure we haven't covered this in the previous episodes. We haven't had a hospitality focused or a consulting focused interview. So, it's amazing to have you start that on this show. So, thank you so much, and looking forward.
Perfect. Thank you so much for inviting me, and very excited.
Thank you, dear. So, the first thing that I do on Karishma Connect is I ask my guest to just dive into their journey. Tell me about your passion. Tell me about where you are. What makes it special to be where you are? How have you reached here? What do you do? All of that in your words.
Okay, perfect. So let me start from the beginning. My name is Agnieszka Piatkowska. I'm a managing partner of ACOM Consulting since 2018. However, previously, my whole professional career, as well as the education, so it was from the very, very early beginning, was focused on the travel and tourism industry. Predominantly hospitality. So what is my passion and my love for hospitality? It's people. I love working and interacting with people from all over the world, and especially if I can influence their growth and contribute to their successes and happiness. This is what makes my life and my work my passion, I would say. I have the extensive experience in the consulting industry, focused mainly on the tourism, travel, and hospitality. And what is making me feeling well experienced in that is the work in the multicultural environment. So for over 10 years, I had the opportunity to work within the EMEA region with people from all over the world, and that makes me feel that this is the path I want to develop and grow myself into this. As a consultant, I truly believe that everyone has the resources they need to achieve their success. However, most of us still need some kind of the guideline of the professionals. So this is what we provide to our clients, and I truly believe they need to understand their goals and their challenges before they start to transform their businesses. So we help the leaders to discover their potentials, to transform the businesses, to achieve the goals, and this is our passion at ACOM Consulting.
And if you don't mind me asking, where do you come from? Where do you belong to?
I'm Polish. However, since 2013, living in Dubai, the EMEA region is my predominant expertise experience. However, working with clients all over the world, I feel like I belong globally to the entire society of our planet.
And what's the best part about doing consulting in Dubai, in this region specifically?
I would say that the multicultural environment. So we come from different cultures, we come from different backgrounds, we have different beliefs about how the business perform, what are the business ethics. So helping each other to understand the human aspect of business, as well as the market trends and other factors which we are taking into consideration, the changing political, economical situation as well, which is still impacting the human being aspect is always there. So we need to be mindful with this. But if we manage to understand and take into consideration that still our common goal is the growth and the success, that definitely this is something which helps.
How would you define the evolution of consulting, especially when we have had so many different challenges take place over the past few years? How has consulting as a business evolved? Because I remember back in the day, there was not much about this industry, but today consulting is actually becoming a full-fledged industry altogether.
Yes, I definitely agree, as you said, because lots of things is changing, and we need to cope with the development all over the world in all the aspects. So I would say that it became recently an essential tool for many businesses, from helping them to evaluate the strategic plans to streamlining their operations and identifying the potential and new opportunities.
Yeah.
So, as you said, so many changes all over the world, right? Whatever we believed in, whatever we experienced before might not be valid anymore.
Yeah.
So companies have become increasingly well versed, I would say, in the art of the consulting, and the overall quality of the service provided has improved markedly because there was the need for that, right? So the consulting models have also adapted with more emphasis on the developing the personalized solutions. So as I said, the markets are changing, the trends are changing, people are changing, and the whole industry has changed. So we need to find out what really makes sense, what will work, what is the future, and what kind of transformation do we need to introduce to our strategies and the understanding of the industry itself.
Makes sense. And then tell me something, in this kind of a scenario, what do you think for budding consultants or budding aspirational youngsters who wish to enter the industry? What do you think they need to keep in mind when it comes to consulting, especially in the field of hospitality, where it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I know, it is very difficult to market, to find a job, and it is very difficult to kind of get through. So how do you kind of cut through that barrier? Because I know about this from my folks as well, that it's not an easy field to find that dream job in. So what do you have for them to keep in mind?
Well, definitely, this is a very, very dynamic industry. And for those who want to use their creativity and the skills for discovery, how things can be done in a different way, then definitely that can be a challenge, but the challenge in the positive way. So let's say consulting as a business is playing a crucial role in the growth of the hospitality, not only in the region, but let's say predominantly in the region, because the region is very specific, right? It's unusual. So it's providing the access to the expertise, experience, and the innovation. That's for sure. With the help of the consulting firms, businesses can make informed and sustainable decisions about their hospitality operations and strategies. So the young professionals benefit from this because it enables them to acquire job-ready skills and develop the understanding of the hospitality industry. So it's the consulting firms also open up opportunities for the young professionals to network with the industry, unlock insights, and benchmark themselves against the competitors, if we are talking about the region itself. So one more time, what's the most important in terms of the young professionals potentially for the travel and tourism industry? Consulting provides them with an essential pathway to success in this direction.
True. And what are the three most important values or core principles that common man coming from any industry, coming from any background, can kind of learn from the travel and tourism industry and the hospitality side? What are the three values that are so beneficial for anyone and everyone?
Okay, so I'll go straight to the point, right? If I will have to identify those three values of the hospitality, that even a common man with no background, let's say in the field, must hold close, are empathy, professionalism, and the respect. So empathy in the sense of ability to relate to and understand people, their problems and their expectations. And of course, we will be referring to the feelings, because if we talk about people and working with people and making them happy, then we need to take into consideration the emotional aspect. Professionalism refers to the ability to provide services with skills. So we need to understand the differences, the requirement, and the changing environment. Expertise and integrity. And finally, the respect, which means to treat others with the kindness and courtesy.
Well put. Well put indeed. I think those are three. I think empathy being my topmost favorite, because I think if you can't be empathetic towards the person you're talking to, you can't make your way through any industry as such, because that's the very first point of interaction.
Yes, with everybody, especially in the industry where everything is about people.
Exactly, exactly. And what would you define as the best approach to people? What's your mantra when you're dealing with people? What's your hack to kind of navigating that relationship with a complete stranger in the first place?
I would say try to feel yourself in the position of the person you are interacting with. Doesn't matter, is it a problem? Is it a request? Is it just a simple conversation? But always be mindful on the perspective of the person you are interacting with. And I think here you will find all the answers.
Lovely. And then my last couple of questions to you, but one is that first, tell me about your portfolio. Tell me about this wonderful portfolio that you have of asset properties, and then I will get into my next set.
Okay, so basically, if we are talking about the portfolio of the clients which we are working at the moment, then definitely I would highlight the destination of the Maldives.
Yeah.
Which I think is something very specific and very unique. Again, we are talking about the experience which is related to the nature, interacting with this beautiful planet we are living at. And of course, all of us, we know that the uncountable number of the islands of Maldives is something very unique, which might not exist in a certain time of certain time. This is what the scientists are telling us. So I will be encouraging everybody to travel to Maldives and to see this piece of heaven and beauty, which is accessible for us. I don't know if I should tell you a little bit more about this beauty, or should I go to the details? What would you like me to
Yes,
to tell you more?
Absolutely. Do share
Okay.
your knowledge about the destination.
Okay, so definitely the destinations of over 1,000 small islands, it's over 1,000, it's just unimaginable, which are scattered in the Indian Ocean, and really exotic scenery with beautiful crystal beaches, clear waters, sandy white beach, as well as the green nature. The sea life, which is just, I would say, few steps into the water, so you don't need even a proper swimming skills, and you can still experience the beauty of the nature, which is just across, I would say, one hand of your accessibility. So this is what I love about animals, about the nature and the animals, and the accessibility of Maldives. Very easy, very simple experience, which will leave the unforgettable memories for the families, for the adults, for everybody who just want to experience this piece of the nature.
And what are the three best spots that you recommend as a must visit, or three best places in Maldives that one must go to?
Well, as I said, it's over 1,000 of the islands. So each and every island is definitely totally different. Depends on your expectations. Some of them, they are a little bit bigger, offering beautiful resorts with beautiful pools and opportunity to experience the water sports. Some of them, they are very little and tiny, so you can really hide and feel that the island belongs only to you. So I would say there is everything what is necessary for you to really feel this piece of the nature, and you feeling experiencing something very unusual.
That's lovely. And Agnieszka, if I'm not wrong, you're one of the members of your portfolio is a resort in Maldives itself. Tell me something more about that.
That's right.
Because by the time this episode goes out, I'm sure it's going to be the period where people are going to be looking to book tickets for their.
Looking for.
So tell me something more about that. How can people, access, and what's the best time? Yeah.
So definitely it's still season for Maldives in terms of the weather. From Dubai, it's very easy to travel to Male, the main island where we have the main airport. And then we have two ways to reach one of these beautiful islands. So either we take a speedboat, which can take us around 20 up to 45 minutes. For the islands, which are only located a little bit further, we need to take a seaplane. So that's another experience to have a very, very short, I would say half an hour, 45 minutes connecting flight with the seaplane, which sometimes stop over in the middle of the ocean to drop you to your little island, which you are going to spend your holiday. So for me, it's additional unique experience with using the seaplane. However, if this is something which doesn't make you feel comfortably with the extending trip, then definitely we offer the resorts which are located closer to the main island, and then the speedboat could be the option too. So this is the way how we reach our islands. In the portfolio of our resorts, we have the option for everybody, from the ultra luxury hotels, resorts, which are adults only, through the family resorts, offering lots of attractions for children and families, to wellness and spa resorts, where you can really recharge your batteries and pamper yourself. So Maldives offer everything, depends on your requirement. The length on stay, I would recommend definitely from 3 up to 7 nights, if we are talking about our region, because we need to take into consideration the flight and the seaplane. So that will take, I would say, 1 day sometimes to reach the island. For the longer stays, then definitely the resorts which offer variety of the entertainment, not the very, very little small resorts. So you can experience the ocean, the dolphin cruise, the diving, the sports, which are very easy accessible, but there is still a lot to do in Maldives.
My last question to you is a very simple one. It's to kind of summarize that if you were to explain what you do in your entirety to a 5-year-old, how would you break it down for them?
To the 5-year-old about consulting, that's a challenge, but let me do that. Let's say that I help people find the best way to do things.
That's perfect.
That the job is to look for different ideas and help people to choose the best one.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm sure it comes with its own challenge.
I hope, yeah.
I'm sure it comes with its own challenge.
Yes.
From your perspective. Would you like to elaborate on some of those? How do you navigate those challenges because to be able to tell somebody what the best option is, I'm sure it demands a lot out of yourself as well.
I would say that the biggest challenge in the consultancy is to try to identify where the problem or the requirement is coming from. So it's not so simple just to advise and find a solution based on your perspective if you don't really know where the problem is coming from. So this is what I definitely start with my clients. It's not only to reflect on what they want to achieve and how they can do that, but to understand why they want to do it. Where is this idea coming from, and is this really a right direction we want to go forward in order to achieve what we really want to achieve? So I would say the most challenging is to help people to understand why do they want to do what they want to do, or why they cannot achieve what they want to achieve. And that has to be a mutual cooperation between the client and the consultant in order to understand the challenge itself, and then later on to advise on the strategy how it can be resolved.
Very true, very true. And more power to you for doing that. Thank you so much, Agnieszka, once again for joining me. I'm sure the audience is going to love these insights and, of course, be tempted to visit Maldives soon. Thank you for joining me.
Definitely. Thank you so much.